Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT, a gruesome discovery near a busy Lexington road. Coming right up, we'll tell you the latest about human remains found near Citation Boulevard.
Police have made a third arrest in connection with a recent murder case. We'll tell you who is behind bars.
Also, a tragic accident leads to a man's death in Lincoln County. We'll have those stories and more. And breaking news as it happens. It's coming up on WKYT This Morning. Hey, good morning to you and welcome. It's so good to have you with us as we get this Thursday off and rolling, and we roll toward Halloween and the weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Can't believe it's almost here.
That's right. And the other thing it's hard to believe is just how cold it's going to suddenly get. You know, that's the thing. It's hard to believe it's almost here.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Micah right now in our First Alert Weather Center with the ghoulish details.
Yeah, forget about it feeling like Halloween. It's going to feel more like Christmas as we head into the next couple of days. And it looks really, really chilly. So today is one of those days that you just try to get outdoor and enjoy. I know it's going to be on the cool side. We'll be right there in the mid-50s by the afternoon, a little bit cooler than what we felt yesterday. We're starting off chilly. 34 in Mount Sterling, Paris coming in at 34 degrees. And today's forecast right there in the mid-50s. It's a cool one, no doubt about it. And a few clouds filter in later on this afternoon. But obviously, that focus of the forecast is, what about trick-or-treating? What about Halloween? Well, we're still tracking that winter weather thread, and I'll show you that really in further detail coming up in about 10 minutes.
We'll see you then, and let's get to the latest from WKYT News.
It was a gruesome discovery in Lexington. A person found some human remains last night, this right by a busy road.
The Fayette County coroner says the person may have died months ago. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is live near where the remains were found. It's been guarded overnight. Whitney, what's the coroner saying about this investigation so far?
Good morning. Well, as you can see, police are guarding this area where those remains were found to make sure it wasn't disturbed overnight. The remains were discovered around 7 o'clock yesterday when a man driving near this field off Citation Boulevard stopped and saw them. Coroner Gary Genn says they were found about 500 feet from the road in several pieces. So far, investigators have found a skull, jaw, hip, forearm, teeth, and some clothes. The coroner believes the body is a man's, but because of how much the remains were decomposed, he isn't sure how the person died. The coroner does believe the remains have been here anywhere from 6 to 9 months.
Skunks and possums, coyotes, dogs, all those different animals eat, and so they have probably drugged different parts of this individual in different areas.
Again, police have been out here guarding this area overnight. Investigators will be back out here during the daylight hours to continue this investigation. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
All right, obviously a lot more to go on that story. Thank you, Whitney. And also here in Lexington, police have made another arrest in connection with a recent murder.
Police arrested 20-year-old Savon Thompson in connection with the shooting death of Jeffrey Adams. This happened at an apartment complex on McCullough Drive. WKYT's Mark Barber is live at police headquarters with the latest. What are the developments in this?
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. Savon Thompson is now the third person to be charged with complicity to commit murder after a 19-year-old was found dead in an apartment building 2 weeks ago. Last week, police arrested a juvenile and 19-year-old Nathan Miller in connection to the murder of Jeffrey Adams. Investigators say they arrested the third suspect, 20-year-old Savon Thompson, yesterday afternoon on Alamont Court. Officers say about 2 weeks ago, 19-year-old Jeffrey Adams was killed when the three suspects met him for a drug deal at an apartment complex on McCullough Drive. According to investigators, after Adams was shot several times, the suspects took personal items from him and then took off. Firefighters found Adams lying in a hallway on the second floor. At this point, police say the three suspects are charged with complicity to commit murder because it's unclear who fired the shots that killed Adams. Thompson is scheduled to appear in court later today for an arraignment. Live in downtown Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. A tragic accident on a central Kentucky lake. Investigators say a man drowned after falling out of a canoe. It happened on Cedar Creek Lake in Lincoln County yesterday afternoon. Investigators say 75-year-old Carl Lynn of Shelbyville and his daughter fell out of their canoe when it turned over. They say both were in the water for about 30 minutes before someone nearby heard Lynn's daughter screaming for help. But by the time help arrived, investigators say Lynn had died. Investigators think his arthritis and a heart condition made it too difficult for him to keep his head above the water.
Well, a former Kentucky lawmaker who pleaded guilty to murder will have a chance to argue that he should be able to withdraw his plea. Steve Nunn is serving a life sentence for the 2009 murder of his former fiancée, Amanda Ross. Earlier this year, he filed a motion to withdraw his guilty plea, claiming his attorney failed him. A hearing on Nunn's motion has been scheduled for this morning in Fayette District Court.
The time is 5:05 on WKYT this morning. We have new information this morning about the Centerpoint project in downtown Lexington. Developers now say up to $30 million in bonds for an underground parking garage will probably be sold at the end of November or the very 1st of December. They'll be sold through a nonprofit created by the Kentucky League of Cities. Officials with both groups say the tax revenue generated from the development will be used to pay off the bonds. All of this according to our partners at the Herald Leader this morning. Deputies are needing your help in finding two men who they say caused a lot of damage at a Laurel County motel. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office released these surveillance pictures of the two men. They say the men tried to break into vending machines at the Quality Inn motel near London. Deputies say the men did not get away with anything, but they caused extensive damage to the machines. Deputies also released some surveillance video of the men.
A horrible accident in Louisville. Police say a man backing out of his driveway hit and killed a woman. Louisville police still investigating how the accident actually happened. Neighbors say the man is a very conscientious driver and usually drives extremely slow. They say the woman lives in the same neighborhood. Police do not think speed or alcohol played a role in this accident. At this point, they do not expect to file any charges against the driver.
Well, just in time for Halloween, police want to make sure that sex offenders are obeying the law. As part of Operation Fall Harvest, Frankfort Police, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, and State Police checked up on all sex offenders in Franklin County. Police say 7 were found to be non-compliant. The sheriff says some of them lived too close to a school, had social media accounts, or were not on the sex offender registry.
All of them know that we're looking, we're watching. This is the second time we've done this, and with very good results.
Franklin County leaders say they are also keeping children safe on Halloween by offering to x-ray any trick-or-treat candy at the Judicial Center.
All right, in case you missed it, overnight, the San Francisco Giants are the 2014 World Series champs. After making it all the way to the final game of the World Series, the Giants beat the Royals 3-2. This is the Giants' 3rd win in 5 years. They also helped end a series streak that had seen home teams win the last 9 Game 7s. Well,